Back home, Prime Minister Hsien says he's had a good retreat with visiting Indonesian President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. But Mr. Lee says the issue of trans-boundary haze is one area where he hopes more can be done.
A meeting between the two leaders kicked off with their retreat session. Their conclusion, bilateral cooperation is going on well in several areas, including civil aviation, as there are now many more flights between Singapore and Indonesia. Progress has also been made in agri-cooperation, with Singapore importing more fruits and vegetables from Indonesia. And ties between the foreign ministries of both countries are set to be enhanced further with the signing of a memorandum of understanding on cooperation in the field of diplomatic education and training. Another area of cooperation which Prime Minister Hsien discussed with Indonesian President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono is that of environmental cooperation, in particular dealing with the trans-boundary haze. Mr. Lee says Singapore has got close ties with the officials of Jambi province, but that agreement has now lapsed. Mr. Lee hopes the agreement can be renewed.
And the President agreed with me. He said he would encourage the governors of South Sumatra and of Jambi, these are two different provinces, to continue working with us. Because the haze problem continues. For example, last week, many of you will have noticed, in fact, there was a definite haze in the air. You could smell it, you could see it. And I don't think that is good for any of the countries in Southeast Asia.
Beyond bilateral ties, Singapore and Indonesia are also working closely towards the grouping's next milestone, the ASEAN community due in 2015. Both agreed on the importance of reaching the milestone solidly, but of concern to both leaders, the region's security and the South China Sea dispute.
We agreed on the importance of encouraging all the participants to be restrained, all the really the claimants to exercise restraint, to resolve this peacefully in accordance with international law, including the UNCLOS, UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. It is not a problem which is going to go away soon, but if it is not handled well, and there's a mishap or some escalation which may not have been intended, and it changes the climate in Southeast Asia.
Both leaders also agreed to institutionalize the cooperation that exists between both countries.
Dr. Yudhoyono also received an honorary doctorate from the Nanyang Technological University. In his acceptance speech, he noted that his country's experience with democracy has broken a number of myths and stereotypes, including the notion that democracy and economic growth cannot go hand in hand.